Here I was, an 11-year boy who had not been able to identify his, or her, own sexuality. Oh, I did all the boy things: baseball, soccer, fishing, etc. I also had a secret. A secret so bad that I could never share it with anyone. I was truly ashamed when these evil thoughts came into my conscious mind. I liked girls' clothes. I loved the feel of the nylons and satins. I loved the looks of pretty dresses and skirts that the girls wore. This compulsion had led me to even play with my mom's clothes. I made sure she never knew. I would be home alone and sneak into the bathroom and paw through the hamper to find her frillies. I had even gone so far as to slipping a pair of her panties on, which only led to more. I soon found myself in panties, bra, skirts and blouses. I still looked like a boy in a dress, not a girl. However, the feel of the satin panties around my privates and my nipples inside satin bra cups made me feel like a girl and made me sexually aroused. There was just Mom and me. My dad had left years ago, and the only thing I ever knew about him was when Mom didn't get a support check and was going to have him thrown back in jail. He never called and never had any contact with me. Mom would date. She was a very petite woman and extremely good-looking. She never developed a long-lasting relationship with any of the guys she dated. I kind of thought she was protecting me by not involving herself with them. I had always loved the closeness Mom and I shared. Maybe that's why I was a little effeminate and certainly more sensitive than most boys my age. That's probably why I got along so well with girls. Although my hormones were starting to drive my mind in new directions, my relationship with the girls always seemed to be of the good friends rather than sexual attraction. It was spring and an announcement was made at school that any of the girls participating in Take Your Daughters to Work Day would be excused from school that day. I thought about that and felt that it really wasn't fair. They didn't have a Take Your Son to Work Day. Anyway, I didn't have a dad to take me to work anyway. The least they could do was give us all the day off school. Gee, I thought, I'll bet it would really be fun to go to work with Mom and see just what she did all day at the real estate company she worked for. As the school day ended and we all headed out for home, Josh, my best guy friend, was with me, and Liz, another friend of mine, caught up with me. Liz said, "Mom's going to take me to the bank with her. I can hardly wait. She's going to get me a new outfit and introduce me to her boss and show me the vault and everything." Well, Liz, that's really nice, I guess. If it was just take your kid to work, I know Mom would take me to work with her. Maybe I should file one of those lawsuits about not being fair to us guys. I said. Yeah, Josh said, maybe you'd get $1,000,000 or something. At least maybe they'd give us all the day off school. Well, Bobby, since you don't have a dad, maybe they'd let you off school to go to work with your mom. You should ask Mr. Yost. Liz said. Yeah, Bobby, I'll bet old Yost would give you the day off if you promised to wear a dress to work with your mom, Josh teased. Just put a dress on and go ask him, he laughed, poking me in the ribs and taking off running. I watched him run down the street but didn't attempt to run after him to gain retribution. I continued my stroll with Liz. I'd get even with Josh for his teasing later. I really think you should ask the principal about being able to go to work with your mom, Liz said. Yeah, maybe I'll do it. But I don't know if they would even allow Mom to bring someone to work with her, and especially a boy, on Daughter's Day. Well, maybe you should dress up like a girl and go with your mom. I'll bet if you dressed up like a girl no one would ever know you weren't one. Oh, Liz, get off it. You're worse than Josh. It's bad enough I can't go without you two rubbing it in. Sorry, I didn't mean it mean. I think it would be fun to dress up and fool people. And I don't care what you say, I still think you could pass for a pretty girl. Yeah, and the Pope's not Catholic. I'll see you later, I got to get home before Mom gets there, I said as I ran off towards my house, not waiting for a response from Liz. When I got home, Mom wasn't back from work yet. I grabbed a Coke from the fridge and plopped down in front of the TV. I was still bothered by the fact I would never be able to attend work with Mom. It still didn't seem fair. Just another thing girls got to do that boys didn't. They got to wear all those pretty clothes. They got to style their hair and wear jewelry. They even got to wear makeup to make themselves beautiful. Now they even got to go to work with their moms or dads while I got to go to school. The front door popped open and Mom came rushing in. "Hi dear, how was school today? Got your homework done? I'll get us something to eat in a minute. I'm going to change first." "Fine, Mom. No, I don't have my homework done yet. I'll get to it after supper." As I heard Mom return from changing from her business clothes to casual clothes, I wandered toward the kitchen where she was already preparing dinner. "Mom, would you take me to work with you someday? What would you want to do that for? I guess you could go with me sometime, but I'd have to ask the boss first. And what about school?" "You're in school every day I work," she said. "Oh, I'd really like to see what you do. They have a take your daughter to work day at school, but I never heard them talk about a take your son to work day. All the girls who go to work with their parents get the day off school." "Oh yes, I did hear about that program. Mrs. Brown brought her daughter to work one day last year. But you're right, I've never heard about a program for boys. Maybe I'll sue them for not being fair." "Oh, you mean file a discrimination suit against the school? Well, you better save up your allowance, lawyers don't come cheap. It seems I spend half my support payments on lawyers trying to collect the other half from that deadbeat dad of yours." "Yeah, discrimination or whatever. Maybe you should just dress like my daughter and go with me to work that day," she teased. I was indignant. I half yelled, "Mom, get off it. You're the second one to rub my nose in it today. Liz said I should dress like a girl and go with you too. You both must be on the same mind-altering drugs." "Hey young man, that's enough. If you don't think I know about your hamper raids, you must think I'm pretty stupid. Just what are you doing digging my clothes out of the hamper?" I was dumbfounded. My cheeks grew hot and red as I stood there unable to speak and not knowing what to say. "Well, have you been trying them on?" "No, Mom, I lied. I never put your clothes on, I was just looking at them." "Don't get so upset. I was only asking. I've been meaning to talk to you about it before. You shouldn't hide your feelings. If something is bothering you, you can talk to me about it. Nothing you could say or do will shock me, and I will love you without strings." "Do you know what that means?" I guess so. Well, it means I want you to always be able to talk with me about anything. Even embarrassing things to you. We only have one another, and I hope we never have to hide things from one another. I got to go do my homework. Call me when supper is ready, I said as I beat a retreat to my bedroom in safety from my mom's questioning. Inside the confines of my room, I thought about what Mom and Liz had said. Did I really look like a girl? Was I meant to be a girl and something happened? Was it possible that I could become a girl? Did I really want to be a girl? Yes, I love the clothes and I love the way I felt when I was wearing Mom's clothes, but that wasn't being a girl. It wasn't long till Mom yelled to me that supper was on and I went down to eat with Mom. As we sat eating, Mom said, "Did you ever want to dress like a girl? I mean, do you like girls' clothes as much or better than your boy clothes?" "Mom, please, I never dressed like a girl," I lied again. "I didn't say you did, honey, I was only asking you about your feelings." Well, girls sure got it easier than boys, and their clothes are much nicer and they get to wear so many different things. Guess, girls can wear t-shirts, jeans, or any boy clothes and nothing is ever said. Then they can put on dresses and skirts and really priss themselves up. Well, dear, no one ever said the world was fair. But if you want to see what it's really like to dress like a girl, I'll help you. It can be our secret. Your fine features would allow you to look as good as any girl your age. I'll bet with your hair done and dressed like a girl no one would ever guess you were anything else, Mom said. Mom, this is crazy. I don't look like a girl, I'm a boy. If anyone saw me in girls' clothes, I'd never hear the end of it. Please, let's just forget it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, fine with me. But if you change your mind, let me know. No one but you and I would have to know about it. The next morning I ate breakfast with Mom and our discussions of the prior evening was not brought up again. I thought about it a lot but was not going to discuss what I really felt with Mom. I still didn't have enough confidence in our relationship to be able to admit everything to her. As Mom left for work, she said, "I'll be a little late tonight. I'll bring us something to eat. Don't mess the house up." Okay, Mom. I'll be here. As Mom left and I cleaned up my dishes, I started to think about what Mom had said to me last night. Yes, I really would like to try being a girl, or at least be able to try on some girl clothes. But what would Mom really think? What would happen if Liz or Jason ever found out? Putting Mom's clothes on was fun, but it was more like dressing for Halloween. I mean, I could never pass for an older woman. I always ended up looking like a boy in a woman's clothes. I put the thoughts out of my mind and headed for school. Pretty uneventful day as it turned out. It wasn't long till I was on the way back home once again with Liz and Jason. Jason was first to bring the subject of yesterday up. Hey Bobby, did you ask Mr. Yost for the day off yet? If he gives you the day off, let me know. Maybe I'd wear a dress if he gave me the day off too. Guess Jason, why don't you get off this kick? If you want to wear a dress, then go ahead, but leave me out of it. Yeah, Jason, Jenny piped in, leave him alone. At least he'd look presentable in a dress and you'd look like a freak. With that said, Jason turned to take off again and shouted over his shoulder, well, Bobby, dress real pretty and maybe I'll ask you out. He's such a nerd. I don't know how you put up with him and his teasing all the time. I think he really is jealous of you. Oh, he's okay. What does he have to be jealous about? He's really good in sports, the girls like him, he gets good grades. He knows you're much better looking than him. You're really cute and have such a nice, how to say this, kinda good looking like a girl's face. Oh, great. Now I look like a girl and Jason's jealous of that? No, that's not exactly what I meant. I mean, you are good looking and you're so nice to talk with and you're not brutish like Jason and some of those other nerds. Yeah, well, I think you're a little whacked too. Oh, don't be such a shit. If you were a girl, you'd be my best friend, I just know it. Well, I'm not a girl, so I guess I'll never be your best friend, I shouted as I head for the house at top speed. When I arrived at the house, I was surprised to see Mom's car in the driveway. She had told me she'd be late. I entered the house and shouted a hello, anybody home? Mom's voice answered from up the staircase, I'm here. I'm just getting changed. I had an appointment canceled today, so I took the afternoon off. I thought we'd go out and get something to eat and do some shopping, if you didn't have any plans. Nah, I'm just glad it's Friday. Maybe we could stop at the music store and I can get the CD I wanted. That's fine, honey. Why don't you go take a bath? I left you a tub of nice warm water. When you're finished, call me. I got you something at the mall this afternoon you may want. Well, what was with her? Did she buy me a CD? And running my bath water, I didn't remember her ever doing that for me since I was old enough to bath myself. I went up to my room and stripped my clothes off, donned my robe and headed to the bathroom. When I opened the door, the fragrance nearly knocked me over. The sweet perfume of Mom's bath bubbles still lingered in the air. No, more than that, the tub was filled with the same bubbles and scent of Mom's bath. Well, I didn't give it a second thought and dropped my robe as I slid into the soft and silky scented water. Wow, what a sensation! The warm scented water felt like silk or something. I couldn't believe how great it felt and how long I had been bathing without this added luxury. I knew then that Mom would be buying a lot more bubble bath than she had up till now. I almost fell asleep in the warm, fragrant comfort of the bath. I was somewhat startled by my mother's voice. "Hey you, are you about done in there? Better get out and get a move on. We've got a lot to get done." "Okay, Mom, I'll be right out." The bath was really great. I climbed out of the tub and dried on a big fluffy towel Mom had left for me. My body, I knew, smelled of lilac. I hope it would fade before we left for supper out. I opened my room door and was a little surprised to see Mom sitting on my bed unwrapping packages from the department store. Before I could say a word, Mom held out a pair of white satin panties with lace on the front and a little pink bow at the waistline. "Here," she said, "put these on." I was shocked. What was she doing? I wasn't going to wear girls' panties. Are you nuts? "I'm not wearing those things," I shouted. "Oh yes you are, and much more," she said calmly. "I know you've done more than look at my clothes in the hamper. I'm not completely stupid, you know. Now you can either put these on or I'll put them on you. We're just going to find out once and for all if it's the clothes you like, or prove to yourself that this is nothing more than an ill-advised thought on your part about how much better girls have it." "Mom, I'm not going to do this." "You can't make me do it," I said as I started to choke up. Yes, maybe I had thought about dressing and being a girl, but I wasn't one. Why was Mom doing this to me? Was it just a test to trap me? Mom stood up and in a flash had pushed me back onto my bed. She lay half on me, pinning my upper body to the bed with her back as she grabbed my leg. Before I knew it, she handed the satin lace panties over my one leg and was in the process of working them over my other. I kicked and attempted to twist out of her grasp to no avail. She had the panties slip up my legs and into place before I had a chance to really fight it. "Mom, please," I cried as tears rolled down my face. "Don't do this to me, please. You can make this hard or make it easy, but you're going to be dressed as my daughter before we leave this room." With that, she released her grip and finished pulling my robe off my arms and shoulders. I wasn't done fighting yet. I jumped to my feet to beat an exit, but she caught me in an iron grip with her left hand and then planted a well-aimed swat across my satin-clad butt. "Straighten up and act like a lady. Let me finish dressing you. Then if you don't like it, you can take it all back off after I've finished. Don't stand there and tell me you hate it. You've tried it on your own now, I just want to help you. You really need to find out if this is just a passing stage or if there's something more to your dressing in my clothes." I choked back the tears and the fight left me. I resigned myself to the fact my own mother was going to dress me up as a girl. She placed a white satin bra with lace cups to match the panties around me and fastened it in back. It was then that I became aware of the satin encasing my bottom and now chest. Yes, it did feel nice, and the stirrings deep within were sending messages to my groin. Now look at this lacy garter belt that came with the panties and bra. Hose and garters are a little dated, but I couldn't resist the set. I knew they'd be perfect for you. Here, let me hook this behind you. Now see, you have to stick the tabs down through your panties. That way you don't have to unhook your stockings to take your panties down when you have to relieve yourself. The garter belt was new to me. I had never seen one before and wasn't sure just what Mom was talking about. My main concern right now was to keep the sensations in my groin from making the satin panties bulge in the front. I strained to see my reflection in the mirror, but Mom was careful to keep me turned away from it. I said nothing, I just stood immobile as she attempted to create the daughter from her son. Now, dear, step into your petty slip I bought you. See how nice it hangs on you, she said as she positioned it around my waist. I thought a pretty petty slip and this matching camisole would be best since you weren't available to try things on. She then dropped the silky camisole over my head and arms as it seemed to float into place. Mom, please, I muttered to deaf ears as she continued her dressing. The hem of the silky little slip that barely reached midpoint of my thigh brushed my thighs and sent chills up and down my whole body. Now, just be a good girl and sit down on the edge of the bed while I show you how to roll your hose on and attach them to the garter tabs. As I sat, she rolled a tan-colored stocking up my leg. It did feel great. Then she demonstrated hooking the top of the hose to the garter tab. I did the next on. I wasn't nearly as adept as Mom, but I managed to get it up and attached to meet her requirements. I stood again at her instruction, and now with the little slip barely covering the top of the hose, the sensations were only amplified. My knees almost buckled, but I caught myself. Well, dear, what do you think so far? Are girls' clothes still nicer than boy things? Aw, Mom, please. You shouldn't be doing this to me. I'm a boy. I can never be a girl. Oh, just wait till I finish before you pass judgment on yourself. Wait till you see this skirt and top I found for you. I know you're going to just love it. I really wanted you to have your own thing to dress up in. You need something for your own age group, and I had a ball shopping for you today. These are all yours. Now here, look at this skirt, isn't it to die for? The white you can wear with anything, and the pleats will give a little accent to your hips. I stepped into the pleated skirt and Mom zipped it up the back and buttoned me into it. It really felt great over the slip, and I now saw the reason for the short slip. The skirt was certainly a mini on me as it ended a good 2 inches above the knee. I knew from the other side what this little number would do to boys. With my legs in the silky confines of the nylons and topped off with the white pleated skirt, I knew I was hot even if I couldn't appreciate it in the mirror yet. I was still admiring my sexy legs under the skirt in silence when Mom began slipping the pink satin top over my head and arms. Once in place, I looked down to see the shiny satin top in hot pink. There were no sleeves, and the neckline was embroidered as it dipped in the front to modest levels. The fit was perfect, with the tail just meeting the waistline of the skirt. The padding of the bra gave the appearance of barely developing breasts of a girl my age and made the front of the satin top hang out somewhat in the front. Oh, how I wanted a mirror now. Then Mom dropped a pair of pink flats that matched the top in front of me. Here, try these on. I think they should fit you. I slid my feet into the pink flats, and she was right. They fit just perfectly, snug but not too tight. Now as I peered down my front, all I could see was the makings of a girl. Okay, Mom, we're done. Now can I get out of this outfit? Done? Dear, we have just begun. There's a lot more to being a girl than just a few clothes, although I must say you do really look nice already. Now come on to my room so I can finish, she said as she dragged me by the hand into her room where she had the mirror to her vanity covered with a sheet. She sat me down in front of the covered mirror and said, now just a touch of makeup and then we'll do your hair. She pulled out a feathery-feeling brush and dipping it in a powder pot brushed it lightly all over my face. Then another brush as a pink red was brushed onto my cheekbones. Then without a word she was painting my lips with a pink paintbrush. There, just a little color. I'm glad you quit bawling. There's nothing worse than red swollen eyes on a girl. Mom, please, stop now. No, dear. You'll just have to humor me till I finish. Now I think your hair's dry enough for a little styling. My hair was almost to my shoulders. The natural blonde color was also the reason I had little visible, if any, hair on my body. but it now presented Mom with the clay she wanted to mold a girl's hairstyle for her son. She soon had a hot curling iron wrapping my hair and forming large cylindrical curls all around my head from the crown to the neckline. As soon as she put the curling iron down, she started with a brush, pick, and a can of hairspray. "Mom, please, I have to go out again and I can't be seen in a bunch of curls." "Oh, don't worry, this will all wash out. But if you want to be a girl, you'll be doing this every morning. You could really use a cut and perm. Then we could really style your hair and keep it in a while." "No thanks, I just want this over with." With the hair finished to Mom's satisfaction, she picked up two pink pearl earrings and clipped them to my earlobes. She hung a matching pendant around my neck suspended by a fine gold chain. Then a gold bracelet was clamped over my left wrist. "Really, Mom, aren't you taking this whole thing a little too far?" "Yes, so I tried you panties and bra on a couple of times. That doesn't mean I'm a girl or want to be a girl. You know I'm a boy and could never be your daughter. Maybe it's you who needs some consoling. I think that's about enough out of you for the moment. If you want to discuss your secret activities with me, that's fine, but let's be honest about it. Now tell me truthfully if you can, how often were you putting my clothes on? How dressed did you really get? Didn't you do it to pretend to be a girl?" I was shocked. She seemed to know a lot more about my secrets than I ever thought she did. "Now, my dearest daughter, please stand up while I unveil to the world, Bobby, the prettiest girl in Harborview." With that pronouncement, she flung the sheet covering the mirror off, and I was looking at the girl I had never been able to see but always felt was there. My mouth with the pretty light pink lips dropped open. My truly girlish face was framed by blonde curls which fell to my shoulders. My bangs consisted of one large half-cylinder of blonde curls. The hair was being held off my face and ears by a pink ribbon that separated my bangs from the rest of my hair and disappeared under the hair just behind my ears. There was absolutely no trace of a boy or Bobby anywhere to be found in the mirror. Emotion welled up from deep within me as it pushed tears out the corners of my eyes. I didn't know what to feel. Was I mad because Bobby had disappeared? Was I so happy to finally be Bobby? Was I mad, glad, embarrassed, happy, sad? My knees buckled as Mom was there to keep me from complete collapse on the floor. "Please, Bobby, don't cry. Are you okay? Never tell me you couldn't be a girl. You can be anything you want to be. I just wanted you to see for yourself. Please don't be mad at me." "Oh, Mom," I sobbed, "I think I'm happy." "I don't know. I can't believe what you did. Look at me, Mom, I am pretty, aren't I?" I fell into her arms with tears running down my cheeks. I had never felt so close to her as I did at that very moment. She held me tightly and comforted me, and I knew tears were trickling from her eyes as well.